please just give us some initial thoughts about your team's performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they punched us in the mouth in that first quarter and just never could reel them back in, and relatively played even the rest of the way out there. And obviously give them credit, they were up and about, but the first quarter kind of dictated the game just in general across the board, and yeah, we just got punched.
How do you assess the effort from your team despite the result?
Well, I'm always proud of my guys. I don't really, other than the fact that they're disappointed and they're trying to do the right things across the board, and sometimes it's working or sometimes it's not, but I'm always proud of our guys.
Chris, I'll throw it over to you, mate.
Yeah, Scott, from the start, the offensive rebounds that killed you in that first quarter, didn't they? They just created extra possessions. And I mean, sometimes the team just comes down and they fight up their hard to stop, and they were pretty undeniable tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they got off to smashing us on the glass there. I think they had 9 in that quarter, and we were able to at least stem the tide a bit there, but that was enough to do enough damage to us and get them up and about. And our rebounding lanes weren't good offensively, which led to the transition, easy baskets and pointing the paint. And, I give our guys some credit that I don't know what it was exactly, score 30 to 34 or something. We got at least in a point where we semi-reeled them in there. And then we had a couple of shots, I think, in the fourth quarter that might have made it interesting, but they just didn't go in. But I'll give them credit. They just played harder than us and better than us.
There were a few times where you had momentum going your way, and sort of halfway through the second quarter, you were right back in the game. Then they pulled away before halftime, and then sort of a couple of times in the fourth quarter. But they seemed to have all the answers. Was there ever a point where you did feel like you were almost getting back in control?
Well, I think when you obviously cut the score down there and you're within a few points and you've weathered that type of storm, you're continuing to build off of that and give yourself a little bit of hope. But just couldn't get anything really consecutively as far as stops to actually impact the game. They scored, relatively easily in general, but we just couldn't get consecutive stops when we needed it to actually see if we could get some scoreboard pressure.
They're a tough team to defeat against because it's tough to focus on any one guy, because if you put too much focus on Parker, they can go inside to Sam. They've got Roth who's a good shooter. They've got Robinson, who's a good shooter, Lopez. What do you make of them as a team right now?
Yeah, I mean, they're well balanced, and he does a really nice job coaching them, and they have good size and athletic ability, and they shoot the ball well. They've at least shot it well against us in general. I think that first game maybe not so much from the 3-line, but in general, overall their season they've shot the ball pretty well, and again they got good size and athletic ability, and they're well balanced.
A pretty good game from Will. He looks pretty healthy out there. The break looked like it did him well. He got through 30 minutes out there tonight. Is he feeling pretty good?
Yeah, I think most of our guys are feeling relatively good. David Johnson's probably the one that's still probably a week or two behind, is just resting him and soreness of just not playing for almost 9-10 weeks, whatever it's been, and trying to monitor him during the break and not overdo it with him. And that calf thing is dangerous, and he needs game reps like this tonight, and hopefully quicker than later that he can round back into some shape, because he's a factor for us.
It was a pretty tough night for Tiger. I mean, the point of it, you can always go to Ben Aaron, and he gives you a really good other option as the point guard. But are you concerned at all about Tiger's form?
Well, we just got to back Tiger and continue to use Tiger, and he's a tough-minded kid, and he'll hopefully bounce back on I don't know when we play again, Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll just back him, and we'll use that combination of him and Ben to do what we need to do at the point guard spot.
Yeah, you play again on Wednesday in Gippsland. I can't remember if you played there before, but what are your thoughts on heading there and taking on the Phoenix?
Well, one, I have no idea where that is, other than we land in Melbourne and we go somewhere for a couple hours in a car, so I couldn't even tell you where that is, to be honest with you. I've never been there. We'll fly back tomorrow, and we'll work on Phoenix on Monday and Tuesday, but yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know where that is.
You'll soon find out. Just a more general question. This is a big week for basketball in Tasmania with the official launch of the Jewels and the announcement of that team coming into the WNBL. And I know it means a lot to you. What was your reaction to how that all played out during the week?
Yeah, I mean, this might have been the biggest sporting week in Tasmania with the announcement of that team coming in with the WNBL, and you know they have Alana Smith with us there, and to launch that franchise, which everyone's been dying on the island to have, and especially obviously as much as I travel around and do a lot of other things than coach, the kids are excited about that. It gives the females a pathway, and so there's a lot of excitement around that, and then. You know, during the week, obviously the vote transpired with the Devils coming in, so it's been a big week in general for sports in Tasmania, and it just creates a buzz down there on the island, and it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Scott.
Yep.
Any other questions, guys?
All righty. All right. See y'all.